Charter flights provide a level of luxury and convenience not found on commercial flights, and other individuals believe that traveling aboard a private jet is the only way to enjoy these allegedly superior benefits. Today, we'll talk about what it really costs to purchase a Gulfstream G700. Welcome to Socialux. Our goal is to provide you with a dose of luxury, travel, houses, cars, and stories of successful people so you can be inspired to live an abundant, beautiful, and successful life. We upload videos weekly, so make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and feel free to comment any questions you may have down below. Enjoy! The annual cost of owning a private aircraft includes not only the initial investment required to acquire the jet, but also the continuous, less noticeable expenses that accumulate over time. Currently in production as of 2019, the Gulfstream G700 requires 2 crew members to operate. There is a capacity of 12 guests. The aircraft has a range of 7,595 miles on a single tank of fuel, a maximum speed of 600 knots, and a maximum altitude of 51,000 feet. There is a range of available seats. Consider how well it functions. It's great, right? How much would your monthly cost be if you were to lease a Gulfstream G700? How about obtaining the Gulfstream G700 price? There are other expenses for private jet owners to consider, including the original investment, routine maintenance, and insurance. The G700 features 195 cubic feet of storage space for luggage of up to 19 passengers. A Gulfstream G700 with a full tank of fuel can cruise up to 8,631 miles. The G700 is capable of a constant speed of 516 knots when set to its maximum cruising speed. The Gulfstream G700 is capable of reaching 51,000 feet in altitude. The average hourly fuel usage for the G700 is 382 gallons. A pre-owned Gulfstream G700 typically costs around $75 million. Nevertheless, there is great variance. A $37,500,000 loan with additional commitments at a rate of $156,250 per month would yield a yearly payment including principal and interest of $2 million. These numbers will undoubtedly astound you. Allow me to go over all of the expenses associated with owning this private jet. Now, there are 2 costs to consider when operating the Gulfstream G700. There are both variable and fixed costs. Fixed costs are those that must be paid regardless of the situation. Fixed expenses are affected by whether or not the aircraft is flown. These costs are unaffected by the number of flying hours, therefore, whether you fly the aircraft for 50 or 500 hours per year, the yearly fixed cost to operate the G700 is $1,003,000. Variable costs, on the other hand, are proportionate to the number of annual flying hours. In this case, gasoline consumption is the finest example of variable expenses. Fuel is one of the most expensive aspects of flying a private plane. Obviously, the more an airplane travels, the more fuel it consumes. As a result, flying 500 hours per year will incur 10 times the variable expenditures of flying 50 hours per year. G700 fixed costs breakdown. 6 factors were identified as having the most significant influence on total operating expenses for the year. Crew wage, crew training, hangar insurance, and other fixed costs are all included. Salaries for the team totaled $585,000 in total. When the total cost of running an airplane is considered, crew compensation typically ranks near the top. Obviously, the crews are critical to the aircraft's safe and effective functioning. If there are no pilots, your aircraft will simply not be able to take off. Furthermore, personnel is critical to the safety of your aircraft. As a result, it is critical that you hire crew members who have the necessary certificates and knowledge. Crew members with more experience, on the other hand, will want a higher salary. As a result, you will be charged a staggering $585,000. Hangar costs $100,000. When a private jet is not in use, it must be kept in a secure location. Where will you store your multi-million-dollar plane while it is not in use? Obviously, you will want a site that is safe, secure, and convenient. As a result, the majority of private jet owners choose to keep their aircraft within a hangar rather than outside. The annual cost of the hangar will be determined by a number of factors. The pricing will be affected by factors such as aircraft size, airport location, and service amenities. As a result, the hangar cost quoted is an average for all aircraft types. Nonetheless, this cost varies greatly. Insurance costs: $48,000. Two forms of insurance are required for private aircraft. The primary one is public advertising liability coverage. This safeguards you against liability for injury done to or by a third party. People, cargo, and bags all count as third parties here. While policy-to-policy variations do exist, in general, insurance does not cover the plane's pilot or the plane itself. The second facet of private jet insurance is comprehensive coverage. Policy values are used to categorize whole life insurance. Aircraft theft, seizure, or destruction by sabotage are all covered under aviation total war insurance. The airplane is worth that much money right now. Therefore, in the event of a catastrophic loss, the insurer will pay the predetermined amount rather than the current market value. Insurance will set you back $48,000. Management costs is $90,000. The ownership and operation of a private jet require meticulous aircraft management. Hiring an aviation management team provides you with instantaneous access to any and all services you could require while in the air. All a pilot's needs can be met by a specialized aviation management group. Your aircraft management business will supply you with these services, such as hiring and supervising pilots to ensure the safety of your aircraft. Self-management, as an obvious alternative, is available. The pilot in charge is also expected to perform managerial duties, but it's a rarely chosen alternative for good reason. As a result, we include the cost of hiring an aircraft management company in the total price of ownership. The duties of flight scheduling, flight planning, charter marketing, sales, etc. will typically fall under the purview of your aircraft management team. The following may be absurd and humorous to you, but it comes at a cost. G700 variable cost breakdown. Variable costs are those that change from flight to flight. A variety of costs such as fuel, engine servicing, human labor, and the price of landing and handling services are factored into these estimates. The relationship between flight time and other variables is clear. Greater flights mean more gasoline used, for example. Fuel costs: $336,160. The price of fuel affects the hourly rate for this private jet. The cost of gasoline increases with flight duration. Fuel consumption is highly sensitive to the aircraft's gallon per hour or GPH fuel consumption. Maintenance costs: $27,200. It is critical for the safety of flights that aircrafts receive routine maintenance. According to the manufacturer's instructions, these times should be observed. In addition, servicing is planned around flying times. Additionally, flight time is inversely related to the frequency of these maintenance procedures. Thus, the plane will need more upkeep as its mileage increases. Engine overhaul costs: $496,000. Normal engine maintenance and inspection are integral parts of any engine overhaul. This is not something that can be judged solely by appearances given the nature of the event's name. An engine, like an airplane's frame, may deteriorate with time unless proper maintenance is performed. As flight time accumulates, engine maintenance must be performed more frequently. Because of this, engine overhauls will need to be performed more frequently as flight time accumulates. Crew landing handling costs: $80,000. Costs associated with the flight's crew, as well as landing and handling fees, can change significantly based on the route used. This makes it difficult to provide a reliable estimate. Paying employees over an extended period of time is reflected in workers' compensation. Expenses for workers also change greatly based on factors like the total number of days worked and location. Hotels and meals for the crew will cost far more in New York City than in Wichita, Kansas, and as a plane touches down at an airport, the airline must pay the airport a landing fee. The aircraft's weight is a major factor in establishing this fee. This means that the larger planes are more capable of landing safely than their smaller counterparts. The cost to land at an airport varies widely. Landing fees would be more, for instance, if you routinely departed from LaGuardia Airport in New York rather than Wichita National Airport. Finally, there is a connection between handling charges and landing fees. You'll want parking assistance, baggage unloading, and possibly more in order to get to your destination. The FBOs, or fixed-based operators, supply them. The cost of these services is quite high. The cost of handling depends on the airport and the size of the plane. And that's all for today's video. Which features of this luxurious private jet is your favorite? Would you spend your money buying this breathtaking jet? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoy everything luxurious, check out our other videos. And if you like them, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching. Until our next video, I'll see you then.